Wow, so if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, the Shane Wright versus Juraj Slafkovsky stuff, it does not stop. Now, we don't know if both of these guys, if only one of them, or if neither of them are going to be in the NHL starting this fall. But as of right now, the odds makers, get this, have Shane Wright favored over number one pick Juraj Slafkovsky to win the Calder Trophy. Now, are either of these guys the favorites? No. Mason McTavish and Owen Power are currently the co-favorites at plus 400 to win the Calder Trophy this upcoming season. However, there's a pretty sizable gap between Shane Wright and Juraj Slafkovsky, okay? It's not like it's super like neck and neck like we're splitting hairs. Wright stands at plus 850, and Slafkovsky is currently at plus 1,000. How does that one sound, Habs fans? Does that ever give you a hint as to what the odds makers think about Wright versus Slafkovsky and the first overall pick being Slafkovsky to the Montreal Canadiens? I'm not sure they like it so much. To me, I mean, I also, before the draft, I thought it was going to be Shane Wright, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm seeing so many people being like, no, I knew it was going to be Slafkovsky all along. No, come on, man. Like, my poll I put on my channel was like 97% saying that Shane Wright was going to get taken, and then after the draft, it was like 60% Slafkovsky. So, not a ton of people had this in the bank, but to me, I got swayed because if the Habs are willing to stick their neck out in Montreal with that first overall pick, then absolutely they must see something special in Slaf to take him over the guy who's been projected since 10,000 BC that he was going to get taken first overall. Like, for them to go against that and against what the whole arena probably thought was going to happen, except for like a dozen people maybe thought it was going to be Slafkovsky. Everyone else in that arena was pretty sure it was going to be Shane Wright. And we heard the rumors that Slaf was maybe booed on his way in there. So for the Habs to really go against that, we saw the draft video a little while back. To me, they see something really special in Juraj Slafkovsky. They see maybe Jaromir Jagr 2.0, something like that, whereas Shane Wright has had his ups and downs. We understand it's been a rough, rocky 2 years for all the prospects, but for Shane especially, it's been rocky. So, hey, to me, I don't hold as much stock into Shane Wright here. And again, it could just be that the Canadiens brass are blind or their scouting staff is terrible, but I don't see a team going on that much of a limb and going against what the pundits have said for years and years and years for a guy who's going to end up being the next Nail Yakupov. I just don't see it here. And hey, Bob McKenzie was one of the only ones in his pre-draft rankings to say, no, Slafkovsky is going number one, him and Grant McKegg. But to me, if Bob is saying that, the Bob father, okay, and also on top of the Habs themselves, I don't see how you don't put Slafkovsky as a favorite above Shane Wright. These are pro scouts here, and I know they're classified as amateur scouts, but like they're pro in that they're professionals at what they do. They know what they're doing. And I know there's so many examples in the NHL of teams drafting Nail Yakupov first overall and bad picks like that. But at the end of the day, these guys are professional. Their livelihoods depend on this. They spend so much of their time, so much of their lives dedicated to evaluating hockey players and projecting talent. So, hey, they're great at what they do here. And I don't know, man. To me, I really do think Slaf should be favored. I do think Slaf is going to end up being a more impactful player. Maybe what they're looking at here is that Wright might be projected in his NHL career and might be thought of to get more points than Juraj Slafkovsky. But I see him being such a great player. And especially, I do think he's going to end up playing with Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield. I think that line's going to be dynamite. We're going to have a kid line in Montreal that really lights things up, and I think Slaf could absolutely get upwards of 25, 30 goals this year, maybe plus 50, 60 points. So, I don't know. I see Slafkovsky breaking out here and having a great rookie season, not getting Jesperi Kotkaniemi'd here, okay? I don't think this kid's a giraffe in the headlights. I think this kid is the real deal. I think he's going to show up ready to go, ready to play, and the Habs have got a real one here. I really do think so. As far as Shane Wright, I think he's going to be a decent player, but the comparable that I saw, and I've said this even before, that, hey, be careful Okay, this isn't necessarily what I thought, but it was like something that I notified people. I got flamed for this in the comments. Be careful, because this kid, Shane Wright, he might be like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And you want to watch out for a guy like that, because he's a good player, but he's not a star. And man, did he not merit to go first overall. Okay, so I mean, especially when, I know in hindsight's 2020, but when guys like Nikita Kucherov and Johnny Gaudreau are in that draft in 2011, no way Nuge should go first overall. So that's something that I've just heard through the grapevine, is that, hey, Shane Wright, watch for those Ryan Nugent-Hopkins comparisons. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Interesting discussion. We're going to talk about this for a long, long time. SLAFKOVSKY versus Wright. I want to hear it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.